Welcome to The Creatives. I am your host, Ashley Mahoney. Thank you so much for joining me this beautiful, beautiful November day. Or if you're listening to this in December, we're happy you're here then as well. And joining me today is Joslyn Y Hall, a Charlotte native, Harding University High School alumna. Joslyn, thank you for joining me.
Hello, Ashley. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here today.
Fantastic. And you are joining us from Atlanta, which is now your home. How are things down in Atlanta?
Yes, Atlanta is my new home, or my home away from home, if you will. But I'll say Atlanta, it's very interesting right now, with the pandemic and everything that's going on. We're pretty much open for the most part. So you're definitely going to see people roaming around, hitting restaurants and lounges and little things like that. But it's going, and we are definitely just trying to keep the faith and push through.
Well, hey, it's almost time for Thanksgiving, and then before we know it, it'll be the end of the year holiday season with Christmas and New Year's, the works. So do you have travel plans, or are you staying in Atlanta for the holidays?
So typically every year for the holidays, I go home to Charlotte, and then we always go to South Carolina to visit my grandmother, my aunts, my uncles, my cousins. This year it is going to be a little different. We won't be taking our trip to South Carolina, I don't believe, but I am still going to go home to at least spend a little time with my immediate family, my mom, my dad, and my brother for a little bit. So at least I'll get to still have a little piece of home.
Well, definitely. And speaking of home, you are starring as Elle in the new romantic comedy Christmas in Carolina, which takes place in South Carolina. So tell us all about your role, the film, what to expect.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. So I want to start by saying it has been an amazing, incredible journey to getting Christmas in Carolina done. So I first heard about the role, for Elle through Backstage. The writer Stacey Davis, she reached out to me on Backstage to audition for the role. I read the script, absolutely loved it. I submitted my audition, and the rest is history from there. So, for the most part, once I booked the role, we as a cast, we all, spent months and months and months together, just, kind of team building, getting to know each other, building that chemistry, and just, spending time, having a good time with each other, which ultimately helped in, the chemistry that we were able to form to actually shoot the movie. But yeah, I mean, it was an incredible journey. We wrapped filming last December. So we filmed the movie in 6 days. The first week of December we did, and which was perfect timing because we really kind of wrapped that like right before COVID hit. So we were able to get all of that done. But yeah, no, it was such an incredible experience being able to shoot a movie, doing something that I absolutely love in what's essentially my hometown is pretty much a dream come true. How often does that happen? Especially, hearing about a film coming out of South Carolina. You don't hear about that often. We shot the entire film in South Carolina. We were in Florence and Marion. Two places that I personally had never been. My family, we're like from little small towns in South Carolina, Fort Lawn and Heath Springs. So that was a new experience for me as well. But no, it was incredible. I'm sure, as you guys know, we had Kellie Williams and Darius McCrary, who are both a part of the movie as well. And, being able to work alongside two powerhouses like them, oh my gosh, it was amazing. So all in all, I'm so happy that we're able to share our work with the world. We have put a lot of love into it, a lot of hard work, and we're excited for the world to see it.
Fantastic. And when can people access the film? How can they access it? Give us the rundown on all that.
Yes, absolutely. So the film is available now. It actually released on November 1st, and it is available on all media digital platforms. It's on Roku. You can get it on Google Play, Apple iTunes, Apple TV, as well as Amazon.
Fantastic. And, it's It's an interesting way to look at the holidays this year because there are so many traditions that it feels like you mentioned, coming up, still spending time with your immediate family, but because we're still in the midst of a pandemic, not necessarily getting to gather with extended family. And it's a very unique set of circumstances. But one of my favorite parts about the holidays, all the holiday movies that are released around this time. And like, I don't care what's going on, pandemic or not,
Yes.
that is still happening. So Christmas in Carolina is definitely top of the list. And like you said, all platforms ready, set, go. And what are some of your favorite holiday traditions, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas? What are some traditions for you?
Yes. So, like I said, my family, we get together every year. I'm really big on family, really close with my family. And so every year, Thanksgiving, we're doing the big feast, all the good food. Like I said, we typically travel to South Carolina to visit my extended family. And there we have, I don't want to say a potluck, but everyone brings a dish, and we eat, we drink, we play games, we catch up, we talk, we laugh. We just have such an amazing time. And really, Christmas is a do-over. It's a part two, except with Christmas, we have the tree up, we have the fireplace going, we have the food. We're definitely watching The Grinch, the Jim Carrey version. And we're opening gifts. And then once again, we're making our way down to South Carolina to do the same thing over again. So like you mentioned, with the pandemic this year, that is going to be interesting to see, how we're going to kind of pull that off this year. But that is typically how it goes.
Well, I'm sure it will be a wonderful experience, and then it will certainly be a feast to remember. And I don't know about you, but my favorite part of the holidays, gingerbread cookies. As soon as December 1 hits, I'm like, all right, it's time to break out the cookie cutters. Let's get this rolling. So what are some of your favorite holiday dishes?
Oh my gosh. So the gingerbread cookies are the bomb. Aside from that, so I love desserts, but I also love sides.
Mm-hmm.
So I love like the potato salad. I need my macaroni and cheese. I need my rice and giblet gravy. And I need my greens. Now, if I have those, I can pretty much probably get through. As far as the dessert goes, my mom makes the most amazing cherry dump is what we call a cherry dump pie. It's like cherries, pineapples, and then you have your pie crust. Oh my God, it's so good. And she does dessert so good. I love a good peach cobbler, a banana pudding, and you can't go wrong with a good pound cake. Okay? Those are just some of my faves. I'm a foodie, so I love all types of good food.
Oh yes, and that is the beauty of this time of year. And I feel like there are other holidays. You're like, yeah, it's good holiday food, whether holidays in the spring, the summer. I'm like, no, we gotta wait until it's fall, and everyone just you're ready. It is like a marathon event. You're like, we are ready, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner. You are ready.
Yes, no questions asked. You already know what's about to go down.
Exactly. Now, we've touched on the fact that you are, in fact, from Charlotte and that you are an alumna of Harding. Tell me a bit about your junior year at Harding. You credit with that kind of being the year that sparked your interest in acting. Tell me a bit about what happened that year that made you say, this is what I want to do, not just as a hobby or something I'm interested in high school, but something that you want to pursue full time.
Oh, absolutely. So I tell you, my tenure at Harding was, oh my God, amazing. My time at Harding was definitely significant in shaping, me to be the person that I am today. All of my best friends, my sisters, my brothers are from high school. We're all like this. So during that time, I was a cheerleader. I was on the cheerleading squad, co-captain as well. And so, the thing that really got me into it was the theater class that I was taking. So I took a theater class my junior year of high school in which my instructor was Miss Sam. And I always say Miss Sam, she just holds a special place in my heart because she's kind of, she's the one that really like pushed me and got me, into it. Well, I would say helped cultivated it. So in my theater class, we used to always put on little, performances and skits for the school. And we actually, we were doing really good. We got great feedback. It was to the point where the school really actually enjoyed the, performances that we used to put on. And when I tell you, I enjoyed it so much. It's one of those things where it's like, when you're in school, you're just kind of going with the motion to get through it, take your classes, whatever, let's get to graduating. But I can say that was a class that I really, really enjoyed. And so after that, when it was time for graduation or whatever, I actually won a superlative. We used to do superlatives as well. And the superlative that I won was Best Supporting Actress. And I remember, after winning that I was shocked. I was like, oh, wow. And I was like, maybe I am pretty good at this, for me to win a little award and everything. That really helped my confidence as well. And so from there, it really just struck a chord in me and made me realize, wow, this is something that I could actually, make a living out of. It's something that I really enjoy. This is a profession that I could have. And so I tell you, ever since then, I've been full steam ahead, doing plays, short films, little church plays at my school, just anything that I could do to remain creative, keep those creative juices flowing. I was doing it. So that's pretty much kind of how that started in high school.
And from there, you went on to study at UNC Greensboro. What did you study while you were there?
I did. I got my Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies, and I have a minor in radio as well.
Okay. So have you had the opportunity over the last several years to work in radio, or what is your preferred performance medium, if you will?
Yes. So the funny thing, right? So during that time, I was an intern at the radio station in Greensboro at 102 Jams. And that was the time where I thought that I wanted to be a radio personality. I had a love for radio and I wanted to be on there. And so I became an intern at the radio station. And it's interesting because I enjoyed myself at the radio station, but doing that internship is what kind of made me realize, okay, I don't know if this is, for me, because I was thinking I was going to go in there, get on the radio, do my thing. No, as the intern, I was there every morning running to get breakfast, coffee, getting everything for everybody, doing the whole intern thing. So I never really had a chance to, I guess, dive into what I really wanted to. But at that time, radio was big for me. But yeah, I definitely would say I kind of transitioned from that and was more so focusing on the plays. So that's live performances, and transitioning from that into actual film, which is a lot different. So I would say right now, film is my main outlet that I love.
And of course, you play Anita on FXs Atlanta. Tell us a bit about that role and what that journey's been like, especially now that Atlanta is, as you said, your home away from home.
Yes, absolutely. That role was amazing. So just a little fun fact, that was my first big role that I booked after getting my agent. And that was back in 2016. I booked that role the same year that I got my agent. So that was huge for me. I was actually still living in Charlotte, so I had to kind of commute down to Atlanta at that time. And oh my gosh, so I had booked it literally like right after they won the Emmy. So when I got to Atlanta for the table read, Donald Glover walks in there with the Emmy in hand, and he's just, oh God, he's so humble. I mean, one of the coolest dudes you'll ever meet. He was giving us his speech, and he was literally thanking us, in the room, and we're over here like, we need to be thanking you. Like, oh my gosh, what do you mean? Like, come on. So he puts the Emmy on the table, and he's like, you guys, you can go look at it, go take pictures with it, whatever. Like, he was just so cool. So needless to say, I have like 10 pictures in my phone holding his Emmy. Like, I'm gonna have one of these one day. I'll have to send you the picture. But no, yeah. So, from there we had the table read, and then of course we actually went to filming on set. It was awesome. I mean, they were an amazing crew, an amazing cast. Everyone was so humble, so fun to work with. It was just a great environment. I was playing the role of Anita, as you said. I was the cashier at the little spot that got robbed. So I was on the Alligator Man episode. So those ATL fans, I'm sure you guys know what scene I'm talking about. But No, it was such an amazing experience. I was excited to be traveling to Atlanta anyway, living in Charlotte, because Atlanta had a lot more opportunities. And obviously, this is where I eventually intended to end up, which I am here now. So being able to kind of have that little precursor, it was awesome. Awesome experience.
When did you make the official move instead of making that commute from Charlotte to Atlanta? And don't get me wrong, 85 is lovely, but I'm sure it's a heck of a commute. So when did you make the official transition from the Queen City down to Atlanta?
Yes, absolutely. I came to Atlanta in April of 2018, literally right after my birthday. So I've been here. I've been here for a little while. I definitely still consider, myself to be new. I'm a homebody. I'm not the person that's out all the time. So I had so much more to explore. But I tell you, moving to Atlanta was probably one of the best things that I could have done for my life, but especially for my career. I made the decision to just go ahead and make the move because of the opportunities. I didn't see myself getting as many opportunities living in North Carolina as I had, moving down here. I can tell you, when I moved down, I feel like I hit the ground running. The opportunities were just out of this world. So it couldn't have been a better time.
And you've also, in addition to your work with FX, in addition to the new film that is currently available with Christmas in Carolina, you've also been involved with Hallmark and a Nashville Christmas Carol. Tell me a bit about your involvement in that film.
Yes, which I am so excited about. So I play the role of Lou Ann in the Hallmark movie A Nashville Christmas Carol, which will be premiering on the Hallmark Channel on November 21st at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh my gosh, so this is my first Hallmark movie, and there's something about filming Christmas movies. I'm telling you, the energy, just the spirit of it, the atmosphere is just amazing. Being on set and filming a Hallmark movie, you guys know Hallmark. I mean, they have all of the decorations. It's just Christmas down. And Christmas being one of my favorite holidays, it was just such a pleasure just being in that environment. Now with COVID hitting, it did kind of slow down the entertainment industry for a bit. And so the Nashville Christmas Carol movie that I shot, we actually shot it in Charlotte, North Carolina, by the way. That movie was one of the first productions to, get going since COVID. And so oh gosh, we really do have a new normal now with productions opening up, and I'm so blessed to have been able to be a part of that, and I'm blessed to be able to be working during this pandemic. But it was super safe. It was different, but it was very safe. For myself, as soon as you get there, you arrive to base camp, you have to get COVID testing. You get your test done, you go to your trailer, and you have to wait for your results to come back negative. Luckily for me, my results were negative every day. And so once you get your results, you're then able to go ahead to, hair, makeup, wardrobe, and go ahead and get to set. We have our safety precautions while on set as well. Everyone has a mask on. It's literally like in between takes, put your mask on. As soon as we call action, you can take it off. Once we call cut, put it back on, So they were definitely taking the necessary precautions to ensure our safety while filming. That was an awesome experience as well, being able to actually film that at home. Oh my gosh, was just a dream come true. We did film majority of it in Charlotte, but we did film some of it in actual Nashville, Tennessee. So it was amazing to be able to travel there. That was new for me. I'd never been, and it was just beautiful. Everyone was awesome. Cast, crew, our director was amazing. Definitely made some new friends along the way. So I'm really excited for you guys to see this one. It's going to be good.
No, I know with it being, it's set in Nashville, of course, the filming, certain parts in Nashville, but is there anything that Charlotteans will see in this film and say, I know exactly where that is. That's in Charlotte.
Absolutely. I think so. So one of the big scenes that we filmed was downtown, or uptown, excuse me, Charlotte Uptown. In front of the stadium. And it's funny because while we were actually filming, there were, people outside walking around, seeing things, and they're like stopping and taking pictures like, hey, what's going on? Are they filming a movie? So that does happen sometimes, but I believe there will be locations that you guys will definitely be able to notice for sure.
Now, when did filming take place for this?
Yes, so we actually filmed early September. We started early September and we wrapped October, maybe like the 4th or the 5th. So yeah, it hasn't been too long since we've wrapped, and everything now is in post-production. They're getting everything together and gearing up for it to air on the 21st.
And the industry is definitely, like you said, working during this time is great, but it's definitely an adjustment and just trying to navigate the safety precautions, like you said, and just getting from, all right, I feel like 2020, the challenge has been just make it through today. And so far, we're on to November 11th. I don't know how that happened. So just in case you were wondering when we recorded this episode, it was November 11th, 2020. But as you look at the opportunities that have presented themselves, the work that you've done so far, do you have a bucket list of performers you would love to work with, or directors or writers? And I'm sure it is a mile long, but who are some of the top names on any of those lists or all of those lists?
Yes. Oh, I have names to drop, and I wouldn't be able to get through all of them, but so actresses, I want to say actresses that have absolutely influenced me. And I say like throughout my entire, life and everything. Angela Bassett, okay, a dream come true. I love me some Angela. Sanaa Lathan, Gabrielle Union, Taraji P. Henson. Oh my gosh, these are just some powerhouses that I would be honored to be able to share the screen with one day. Lena Waithe, Ava DuVernay, Mara Akil. Oh my gosh, I would love to be able to, partner with these people. They're so creative. I feel like we have so many stories to tell of our African American people, and I feel like they do such an amazing job of actually portraying these stories. That's just some people, that I would love to, knock off that bucket list. So I'm gonna put that into the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. Speak it into existence. Just speaking it into existence for 2020. Let it come to fruition in 2021. Absolutely.
That's right. That is absolutely right.
Now, as you mentioned the transition from interest in radio and live theater as well as film, down the road, would writing be something that you're interested in?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Writing is something that I've already dabbled in, I have been a part of co-writing a TV show / web series with a writing group down here in Atlanta, Georgia. We have been working on that for quite a while, but it has been put on hold. But I'm sure we're going to, get back into it soon. But I absolutely enjoy writing. I love being in the writer's room. I will tell you, I learned that writing is not easy. These writers out here who are writing, great content of substance, they deserve a hand clap, because being in that writer's room for the first time for myself was a challenge. And it was just like, I'm like, wow, I don't see how you guys do it, but it's a challenge that I welcome. It was an amazing experience, and it's fun being able to, get those ideas out on paper. It's awesome. So definitely writing for sure. More to come in the future.
Fantastic. And goodness knows we could talk all day. We could talk all the way up until Thanksgiving and be like, all right, I don't know about you, but it's definitely time for a turkey legs and pie, and I need a little more gravy with my mashed potatoes. But in the meantime, in between time, thank you so much for joining me today on The Creatives. It is a pleasure speaking with you and hearing about your journey so far. Cannot wait to see everything that you've spoken into existence on this episode come to fruition in 2021.
You are amazing, Ashley. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure to chat with you, and hopefully we get to chat again soon.
Yes, hopefully at some point you'll be in town. We'll be able to meet. Well, at some point this pandemic shall pass.
Absolutely.
I'm crossing my fingers and knocking on wood. I'm doing all of the things, but at some point, yes, it will be an absolute pleasure to meet in person. And until, we'll have to have you on an in-person episode of the podcast, not just Zoom. Zoom is great. But at some point, we'll get there.
We have to do it. We're going to put that into the atmosphere as well. We'll speak it into existence.
Exactly. Hey, we're speaking all the good things into existence today. So
Yeah.
until next time, how can people keep up with you on whether it's social media or just keep up with what projects you're working on?
Yes, absolutely. So you guys can follow me on Instagram at Joss the Boss. That's JOSSTHABOSS. You can also follow me on Facebook at Joslyn Y Hall. You'll find everything I got going on. You can follow me, keep up with the journey there.
Fantastic. Well, Joslyn, thank you so much for joining me today on The Creatives. And listeners, make sure you know how this works. Subscribe, like, share, do all the fabulous things, and look for this story in print and on the charlottepost.com in the near future. So until next time, I am your host, Ashley Mahoney. Thank you for listening.